Shoot, thank you. Thank you.
I don't want you guys to get confused between all the other Davinas that you know out there. So I go by my first and my middle name to avoid confusion. It also reminds me of my childhood. Whenever my mother would get angry at me, I'd get in trouble at the store or something, she would always call out, Davina Marie. So my first and my middle name, I would look around like, are there other Davinas here? You have to say my middle name? I don't think so. But honestly, let's be real. I mean, Davina is an unusable name. It's not very common. And I'm always reminded of that every time I introduce myself to someone. They always have a comment or a question about my name. And a lot of times I'm asked, Davina, is that a family name? And I have to tell them no. There are a few stories on how I got my name, but one of them that I think is probably my favorite is that my parents had a waitress. Her name was Davina. And they liked the name, so they gave it to me. Yeah. And just to clear this up with everybody in one fell swoop, I don't know anything else about this waitress, okay? I don't know if she was a single mom. I don't know if she stripped at night for extra money, okay? I am actually a single mom. So, single mom for me. My kid's dad left me for the man upstairs. I have been a waitress before, and I did dance at my waitressing job. No stripping. I've only done a low-level amount of stripping, like I've taken my sweater off in public. I have taken off my shoes a few times in public. So basically, just like a Mr. Rogers level of stripping is about as far as I went. So now, no more questions on my name, okay? Let's get back to my childhood. So, I grew up in Alabama. Woo! Yeah. Woo! Very forward-thinking state, isn't it? Yeah. And even better, I grew up there in the 1980s and 90s. So, yeah, that was pre-internet. If you wanted information, you would have to look in your parents' dusty encyclopedias or their 1970s edition of the Kama Sutra. Y'all know what the Kama Sutra is? Yeah. The 1970s edition is an entire book dedicated to big bushes. Just bush everywhere. That's all you can see. So I was having this very progressive childhood whenever my mother decided to move us to New York when I was 13. Went and hung out with Joey Goodsong up there. Just kidding. It was like moving to another country. It really was. In fact, one of my new classmates asked me if Alabama was another country. Yeah, and I had to tell them, no, we lost that war.